Happy Wednesday, boys and girls. My name is Jeffery Scott Mitchell, coming to you live on the Memorex, default route, default location, office day going into the Metropolitan. Right now, I go into the office one day a week and basically every other month, 2 times a week because of all hands meeting. Best job I ever had, by far. But there's always got to be a but in the story to make people listen. But recent developments, which pretty much don't surprise me, they want us to come back in the office 3 days a week. Now, granted, for us, it really makes no sense. We work different shifts. We all work different shifts. There may or may not be a lot of overlap. We're on the phones all the time, so we really don't get to interact. They try to say they want us to come back in for the camaraderie of the group, and group energy, et cetera, et cetera. And when we go in, we do have a good time in passing. You know, it is nice to see each other. That didn't sound like a pigeon flying by. I can tell by the way it flew by. It didn't sound like a pigeon. I looked at the feathers and colors of it. It wasn't a pigeon. It was a bird of prey. I don't know if you heard it fly by. But anyway. Now, other groups that work together, I understand. And I don't want to make their argument or deflate their, comment on that. That's on us. It really makes no sense for us to go in. It really doesn't. And one of my coworkers, who is, I wouldn't say outspoken, but will speak her mind, and has been there a long time. Probably been there the longest. Been there like 18 years. They drew up a statement, and a bunch of people put their name. She listed a bunch of us on there in our years of experience there, and stated, some fairly good points why it makes no sense for us to go in 3 days a week. See, the thing we're going in 3 days a week, number one, that's $20 a day to park that comes out of my pocket. So all of a sudden now, I'm incurring like $100, $120 so expense a month in gas. And we're really more productive at home. I'm more productive at home. I don't know about other people, because I live alone and I like to focus in when I do focus in. But the main thing about that whole thing is that it's going to inhibit me from going back to Ohio and hanging out with granddaughter and saving granddaughter. I was just thinking about granddaughter and how I got to start regulating the play and how I antagonize and how we go back and forth. because she'll win. I don't have the energy, stamina. She'll win. If it comes down to playing and doing this and doing that, I got no chance. She'll win. I'll win early, but she'll just keep going and going. So we got to renegotiate our interaction. Not so much our relationship, our interaction. That black one was recycling, I think, or something else. So that's that. So we gotta go in the office today. You know, we're all, you know, we're a good team. We get along well. But some people recently got this job because it was remote. And basically, you know, 3 days a week, they can't do it. They're gonna have to quit, look for another job, which shouldn't be hard to find. After working where we work, they'll get snatched up. But my thing is, I don't think the chances are that high to find a place that's good. I don't think the chances are that great to find a better place to work. And I mean, I'm thinking, what better job? Actually, I just thought, what better job would I want? What's the best job I could think of that I would want? Definitely nothing creative for somebody else. I ain't trying to do creative work for somebody else. Throw that out the window. So that means I don't want to be an auto engineer. Well, no, I have to, you know, but I'm just saying the best job, regardless of training or whatever. Work on websites? No. Work on people's computers? No. I don't want to, as soon as you put your hands on somebody's computer, you're responsible for it. I don't want that no more. Even family. And I said, you ever look at my computer? As soon as you look at it, you ain't even got to do nothing to it. As soon as you even look at it, it started doing this when you looked at it. Ever since you looked at it, it does this now. Oh boy, I knew better. I knew better. Yeah, I ain't got much to say. I ain't got much to say. I don't. I started my album yesterday. Well, I didn't start it. It started over 10 years ago. Even before that, probably 10, 15. I got recordings that are, 10, 12 so years old. That I'm gonna use to still have a good sound. And I've always been talking about putting an album together. But the other day, I listened to a song that I had made. It said, "Is this the way?" And what I found was inspiration. What I found was inspiration in the title of that song, and more like a theme. I found a theme that I could build on. Like, is this the way? Then I can go into a lot of my philosophical songs and vamps and stuff like that. Then I also got a couple songs about relationships that I think are good. Song about God, religion, life. So I figured that'd be one record. So in Excel, all this stuff is already in place. So I got an Excel spreadsheet, where I got a lot of stuff cataloged already for a long time. I just threw a new worksheet in there called Album 1, Album 2. Album 1 would be the quote-unquote, "Is this the way?" album. I'm talking about, I don't know what I know. I don't know what I know, but I know that I know. It's just, psychological. And, just philosophical, metaphysical stuff. And a couple of songs about relationships. Not about love. Not about love. About relationships and the emotions that come with relationships. And some of this stuff is not me. It's definitely not me. I mean, you can probably listen to a song and say, "You don't give a damn about nobody that much." So I am definitely role playing. And I do believe that I can understand that feeling to a degree of missing someone or wanting someone. The desire. It's not about love. It's about the desire and the yearning that may or may not exist when you desire something or you want something. I so long to be with you. You know me so righteously. Stuff like that. And there may be a song or two where I actually talk about love, but I didn't mean it. I can honestly say that I didn't mean it. I can honestly say that I was role playing or acting or whatever you want to call it. I was acting out the emotion. I was acting out the desire or the energy or angst of such a situation. And then on the other album I got, it's like instrumental stuff. Real ethereal. That's what I'm gonna call it. It's called ethereal. Ethereal. It is, I guess it's so light and whatever. I forget the definition, but it's so light that it's like not plot. It's not realistic or something. It's a good definition of it. So it's like all kind of instrumental, almost meditative type stuff. So I just start basically building in a spreadsheet. And of course, half the fun is making the spreadsheet functional. Links, making links, and gathering up all the information. I love information. I love organizing my data and organizing stuff. I love that. Put things where they were, working on them, getting them to where they can be placed, name them, tagging them. Because for years, I had a protocol of how I name and tag things. So over a decade of stuff is already lined up and organized to a point. I can get to it. I know where it's at. And it's funny, the song, Is It the Way, that started all this, I can't find it because I named the file. This is way back. I named the file, Is It the Way, .mp3. So I found the MP3, but I don't know what song that is. There's no destination to the song. So now what I do is I'll put the name of the song underscore and the data file to the song. So I put in Keybase and can edit and redo the song, the configuration file of the song. And that is labeled as a protocol where it'd be like the name of the person of the group, be like we, Mello, Mark Lee, T.O. underscore and the date. And they all go in the folders. They all in folders. I got my stuff, and then I got a spreadsheet of all the good stuff I want to remember, good stuff I want to write down. And I got in the spreadsheet, click on it, you go to the link, take you to the file, take you to the MP3, take you to the video, whatever. And I can get to all this data all the time, no matter where I'm at. I can get to the data, no matter where I'm at, what I got. That's just, the way I built it, where I wanted it. I can get to every picture I've taken right now, anywhere I go. As long as there's internet, I can get into the server. Worst case scenario, I can remote into it and actually be on the desktop. Or I can network into it. Have access to all my data, which is highly organized and beautiful. And I love it. And it's backed up and it's encrypted. I love all that. But anyway, starting to put it together. Start off with like the theme of, is this the way? Asking a question or whatever. And then I come out with talking about God and religion or whatever. How that probably origin of the universe, everything, all that stuff. I got songs for all that. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Just keeping it together. It could be years. I can start it now, probably finish it up later or whatever. But making steps. It's built on top of stuff. Is built on top of each other. Like the spreadsheet, like the naming conventions that I learned over the years for my files, to organize them, putting them in folders. It's like I was building towards something. And that's all coming together. And when I started laying this stuff out and putting it down, I was always thinking to the future. Well, what if in 5 years from now, I need to find this file? How would I do that? I want to put this away. I want to find all the videos of me talking. Of course, that's laid out. You know that whole process is very well set up and organized. In fact, I did one yesterday. I forgot to post it. I sent it to YouTube, so YouTube probably made a transcript. I just had to need to run through the AI summary. And post it to Facebook. I do love my data and the organization of my data and the distribution, I guess. And the distribution of my data. Gotta admit that. Gotta go with that. The administration of said data is very important. Because that's what it's basically all for. To be able to use the data. Utilize it, access it. If you can't find it, it ain't no good. And the main song, and the reason I started doing all this is a song I can't find. I figure I'll eventually bump up against it. In the worst case scenario, I just have to edit the MP3 I got down to something. But I want the full file. You know, I want to be able to do things other than basically cut and paste. I'll probably come across it sooner or later. You know, it'll pop up. Not sure how, but maybe I can put on all. See, I think it's a play. I think the song is a play. One of the songs I do I call play, where I'm just kind of messing around. It turns into something. I think it's one of those, so maybe I'll just one day sit down and listen to all the songs in my play folder that are marked with the date and the track number. I better go back and find them. You know, all that stuff. Blah, blah, blah. My back is kind of being funny, a little sensitive. Feeling a little tired too, a little bit worn. Not as, but I feel good. I feel good, don't get me wrong. I feel good. But I don't feel as agile or energetic as I have in the past, if I could put it that way. Woo! Hear me breathing hard? Hear me breathing hard? Yeah. So that's kind of motivating. And I think my energy is getting better in ways, because after work, I cut myself doing stuff usually. Well, I've been just doing extracurricular stuff. Get my websites together. See the album, that tie into the websites, where I get my information and flat out propaganda out. My ideas, my philosophical ideas, the way I think things work, the way I think things could work to be quote unquote better. Better being so subjective, it kind of doesn't mean anything. Better for the whole of humanity, blah, blah, blah. Who can say? We can't make that call. So we don't know. Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. Pittsburgh plays. First game of the season, New York. Now see, if I was cool, I'd get there and see a show or something that night on Broadway. See, that's doing too much. I'm gonna get up Saturday, I'll work, blah, blah. Get up Saturday morning, gotta be at the airport at 7:15, gotta be at the airport at 5:15, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that shoots Friday night in the foot. But that's okay. Give me a good night's sleep. What if I gotta be there at 5:15? Leave at 4:30. Get up at 4. Whew. See what I mean? Maybe I can get some sleep on the plane. Maybe I can get some sleep on the plane. Maybe I can get that emergency row seat. Cause I'm still a silver member of Spirit. Even though I didn't renew my Super Saver. I'm still a silver member until December. And I could choose a emergency row seat if one's available 3 hours before the plane takes off. Something like that. I did that a few times. So I'll set an alarm for like 4:13 or whatever. I'll be up already, I guess. Giving myself so much time. 4:30. Get up at what? 4:30. Give myself 45 minutes. That's way too much time. Yeah. Anyways, I'm out here. Mr. Scale told me 196.2 this morning. Like a 4-pound drop from yesterday because of the weekend, holiday weekend. Yeah, it came right off. Office day today, usually some extracurricular food activities, but we'll see. Keep the calories down. Metropolitan Wednesday. And we got Thursday. Get ready. I got my clear plastic bag, stadium approved clear plastic bag. Because it's the only thing I'm gonna be carrying. When I check out the hotel Sunday morning, I go straight to the airport after the game. So I'm taking everything with me. I'm taking everything. When I go to the game, I'm taking everything. So I gotta watch what I take and don't take. I'm only gonna be there for one night, so I'm not even gonna take my laptop. Do everything off of my phone. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, it should be pretty straightforward. I can do most of it anyway. Find food, order Uber, rent hotels. I already have hotels, so. Staying at the Super 8. So we'll see. Yeah, I just need a room. I don't want nothing fancy, and I ain't trying to pay $100 million. May even be a bunch of Steelers there at the hotel. It might get a little bit loud and rowdy. That don't bother me. As long as the sound, I can sleep if it's, you know, the right noise, whatever that means. So, like I said, what do you do? What do you think? What do you think? 2 weeks ago, Times Square, New York, P-Funk. This week, New York, Steelers. What do you think? What you think it's like? And I was thinking too, the reason I got here, I was talking about, you know, I was trying to figure out why me, you know, how come I got here, why I see other people can't and this and that, or don't, you know, aren't able to explore their passions or whatever, enjoy them. And as I was describing it, I used the word integrity, but I didn't, in my mind, apply it directly to one of the reasons. Integrity plays a big part in me maintaining who I am and what I am. Integrity and discipline. Where, you know, I wanted to maintain a certain level of credibility and respectability and discipline all comes within that. In building this person I am, a consistency, you know, not just sometimes, a consistency to the core. And I've had that for a long time. And another thing too, that I realized, I believed in this system. I believed all my life that if I did get in school and followed the rules, I'd, you know, be successful. I've always believed it. I never doubted that. And I pretty much stuck to them, you know. In fact, you know, some of my friends and stuff dropped out of school. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine in any universe me dropping out of school. It was just unheard of. It just something like you just never thought about. It was just no. I mean, not even no. It wasn't even thought about enough to be, it wasn't even a thing. Until like my senior year, and I started realizing some of my friends had actually dropped out. I'm like, how can that happen? Number one, my parents would get it. Number two, why would you want to do that? Because I believe high school, you do good, you keep your nose clean, stay out of trouble as much as you can. College, get a degree, get a job. I believe in that system, still do. I still believe in it. I believe it works. Not for everybody. Not for everybody though. Nothing works for everybody. I mean, nothing works for everybody. Did I say that? I think that must have been what I said. It's, I believed in it. I trusted it. And I trusted it even though I couldn't see the rewards. Even though I was in positions that where my work was good, I didn't realize my work was good. I was just doing what I was doing because of my integrity and the respectability I wanted to carry. I was just doing what I was doing, you know, just being me. You know, of course I noticed I was out achieving people, doing better. Of course I did. And over time I realized that, you know, it took me a while to realize if you keep that up, you will be rewarded. There's a capitalistic effect that where if you're making more money or you're doing the job more efficiently, they're gonna wanna move you to a place where you can make more money and make it more efficient. It's like a natural built-in capitalistic, almost Darwinian. Well, I just want to throw the word Darwinian in there. It might not be. It's just, you know, hey dude, what's up, man? Still out here, huh? He may not even speak English. Cool dude. That is here. Yes. I seen him walk. He walked like a Negro. I figured he was like Middle Eastern or something, because you know they be having that swagger sometimes. But he looked Mexican. Look Hispanic. Yeah. So I did believe in it. I did believe in the system. Still do. If racism exists, and it probably does, you know, I ain't sweating it. I walk into a room, walk into an organization, walk into a situation with no apprehension. You know, these people hate me. They're gonna do this to me. They have to get me. No, I don't have none of that. And I'm sure that helped me in the long run. This dude is here every day on his bike. I'm sure that kind of attitude helped me get through or be the person I am. Not be accepted, but be, you know, just being open to other people allows them to be open to you. If you walk in there thinking they out to get you, they can tell. You can't fake it. You know, be genuine. I was genuine. That's the word. I was genuine, but I also maintained a high level of integrity and respectability in just about everything I did. My name was on it. And I wanted to be known as this and that in everything I did. Highly competitive too. And I was smart. Let's just face it, I'm smart. I was taught at an early age, exposed to things, so my brain was active at an early age, obviously. And I just learned things, picked up on them, and had insight. But the integrity and the belief, I ain't gonna say American dream, but it's there. But just the whole capitalistic idea of work hard, get paid, you will be rewarded. I've always been school, diplomas, paperwork, resumes, go out there and look. I just believe it worked that way. Talking to people. And I was blessed with a personality, for whatever reason, wit, charm, intellect, honesty, integrity. So I guess I'm saying ain't no accident I'm able to fly around the world and do whatever the hell I want. Why I wake up every morning believing I can do anything I want. I can do and have anything I want. Whether that's true or not, don't matter. I sincerely believe it when I wake up. And with that comes a sense of responsibility. You got this, you got that, you got all this quote unquote power, capability, opportunity. What you gonna do with it? And I built stuff, I put things together, things are in place. Definitely, things are definitely in place. I ain't wasted the last 20, 30 years. That's for sure. You know, things are in place. Got some good stuff. Even got some good, what's the word? Reputation. Reputation. People know me. Library at work. Accomplishments. People I know. Et cetera, et cetera. I always say every now and then, I gotta think bigger. I done met and surpassed my high school dreams. Time to make them bigger. Time to step up. Because a few times in my life where I look back and say, wow, that was a hell of an opportunity. But I wasn't ready for it. I just wasn't ready. You know, I just was not the person I am now. I just wasn't ready. One of the things, a couple of them was with Mr. Norwood Fisher, where I went out with him on tour, actually. It was like a 3-day tour. And I went out with him, I drove, or I did this, I did that. I just went with him. He asked me to come with him. I was like, okay. And we went, and I think hit 3 days, 3 dates, and they played, he played. And he had my book. He was reading my book. But it was like I was there and had my recording equipment, you know, it was early stages of learning how to record. Probably just when I had the interface, probably only had one mic, et cetera, et cetera. And I set up to record up in the balcony. I had no idea that I'm part of the band, that I can go anywhere, on stage and everything. In fact, I'm supposed to. Not get in the way, but, you know, be immersed in it. I didn't know. So I'm trying to record the show, you know, if I was a customer. But, and the opportunity, of course, with Mr. Lodge Curry, we did it. I exploited that one. That one, I got stuff in and got it done. That one I got stuff in and got it done. I actually got product produced. Albums I helped release. So it's all coming together, it's in place, and maybe, you know, over these next 7 years before I retire, I can get it to a certain place or a certain level. While I'm still working, still making money, and still building this thing. So that when I retire, I can just fully exploit it, whatever that means, I don't know. It's just like to have a metric or a goal or a destination. You know, throw it together. Don't gotta be real, just gotta be in your mind. Ain't gotta be real, just gotta motivate you to accomplish and execute the things you want to do, that you desire to do. So, that's where we are. That's who we are. That's where we are. And that's what we do. Or whatever people's walking by. You hear me going autopilot? Yeah, my feet are kind of sore. My back is kind of sore. Not to the point where it hurt, but it's a little bit of, you can feel the stress or the wear on it. I think I might need to turn down this microphone too. I got it on 6. It's probably too loud. I'm gonna try it one day. I'm gonna take it all the way down to 4. In fact, I'm gonna do that now, watch. Let's do that now and see. As a test. Hopefully I remember to come back and check it. Why is this dude getting toilet paper out? You better wait till I let, or you blowing his nose. Think I'm joking? It's on 6. I took it to 4. It's 4 better? Took it to 4. Right now. See what it sounds like on 4. I'll get it home and listen to it. Instead of have it on 6, because it might have been too loud. And there's stuff about headroom and this and that, and you know, this stuff. There's stuff about, you know, not recording too loud. But I like my stuff to be loud. I can't help it. And it's probably, it may have been too loud, it may have been clipping. Some of the signal quality could, you know, if it's lower. So I put it on 4. And we'll see. How is it? Is it good? Is it better? If I talk louder, is it okay now? Don't go in the red. Maybe it should have been this way. What if I talk low then? What if I bring it back down? Also on this mic system is a noise suppression that I need to, no, the noise suppression is on the app, in the app. I think, yeah, the noise suppression is in the app that I'm recording this with. It tries to kill background noise and do this and do that. So we'll go from there and see. Anyway, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Metropolitan Wednesday. I do love driving in. I do. I love going to the office. I don't know if I'm gonna love it 3 times a week though. I don't know if I'm gonna love it 3 times a week. And then you got parking, but one thing about that, since I work 12 to 8, I miss traffic. I almost miss traffic perfectly. Get there, I leave. I like to leave at 10:30. An hour and a half before I'm supposed to punch in. Give myself plenty of time. Relax, get to my station, sit down. I just love giving myself lots of time. Ouch, what the hell? See that? I wasn't paying attention. Must mean I might be fatigued or tired. Where the other? That's closer? It makes that big a difference when I shorten the selfie stick? Okay, you probably see the nose, my nose hair. I didn't want to cut my nose hair because I thought it was irritating my nose and giving me a sinus headache. Wow, is that close? That big a difference? All right. Swinging on y'all 2 times. For me, for the funk. And for every elementary particle that has ever existed in any atom, in this or in any universe that ever was, is, or will be. A totality of it all, theory of universe, hypothesis of all as one. My name is Jeffery.